And I'm watching a useful idiot like LeBron be used to further destroy the NBA, to further destroy men's sports, so that we're in such a place of dependency on the matriarchy that someone could put together an argument, hey, Caitlin Clark ruined it. She's never played in the NBA. It's a woman. But we've put ourselves in that position that if we wanted any shine, any spotlight, any attention around NBA All-Star Weekend, we got to turn to some little white girl from Iowa to bail us out.
Jason Whitlock goes off on the NBA. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
And we wonder why these games are in disarray. We wonder why they need Caitlin Clark.
That's a shame.
To try to save the NBA All-Star Weekend. Did you catch this weekend? Rob Parker, the radio host, former ESPN, former Fox Sports television person, been around forever. And Rob says a lot of outlandish things and has. That's kind of his reputation. Rob actually said something interesting, compelling, provocative, and relatively insightful. He got upset and said Caitlin Clark is the reason NBA All-Star Weekend is a failure.
Yeah, it's a shame when everyone had to rely on Caitlin Clark to save the NBA All-Star Weekend. Shout out to Matt McClung, dunk contest legend, but people wanted to see Caitlin Clark go against Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and a couple other WNBA players, but when you got to rely on Caitlin Clark, you already know the NBA All-Star game, the All-Star Weekend is trash.
And people kind of lost their mind. What is he doing? And Caitlin Clark turned down competing in a three-point contest at NBA All-Star Weekend.
I don't blame her.
And Rob's statement speaks to just how far the NBA has fallen. They can't pull off a compelling All-Star Weekend without some woman that never peed a drop in the NBA. It's fallen so hard under this LeBron James model, under this no ante-up model, under this no proper care of basketball, proper care of sports. From our generation, we've demanded nothing of these young people, and so we're getting nothing from these young people.
I ain't gonna lie, it would have been good to see Caitlin Clark be at the All-Star Weekend. I don't blame Caitlin Clark for not showing up for All-Star Weekend. It's not her job to save the NBA. She got to worry about the WNBA. She got to try to save that league. And then when you reach the level of celebrity that Caitlin Clark has, you don't want to overstep your boundaries. You got to be careful what you attach your name to. So it could have went bad for Caitlin Clark. What if she missed all her three-pointers or was terrible versus Steph Curry or whoever on All-Star Weekend? So she got to be real strategic as far as what she's doing outside of the WNBA. So again, I don't hold it against her. But when you got to rely on a Caitlin Clark or people outside the NBA to save All-Star Weekend, again, that lets you know All-Star Weekend is terrible. It's trash.
And so I want to play this clip because the feminists are coming. And I'm like Paul Revere. That's last week when people got upset with me. Hey, Whitlock, on Friday, why are you talking about women's basketball again? Why? Because I'm Paul Revere. The feminists are coming. The feminists are coming. The women are coming. They're destroying sports for men. And we've allowed it. We've done it. All of this sympathy and all this dependency on women. And it's all the way to the point we can't have an NBA All-Star Weekend without Caitlin Clark. Play Rob Parker blaming Caitlin Clark for the failure of NBA All-Star Weekend.
Caitlin Clark
we're starting early.
Has ruined NBA All-Star Weekend.
Okay.
They invited her to be involved in a shooting contest with Steph, right? And they were going to make this nice thing go and give people something to watch. She is television ratings gold, right? Everything she's in, the people are watching. That would have been the only reason to watch any of the festivities this weekend. And she had the gall, the audacity to say no. How can she say no when the WNBA wouldn't even be around if it wasn't for the NBA? They have subsidized that league forever.
Yeah, again, if they got to rely on Caitlin Clark people outside the NBA to save All-Star Weekend, they might as well just get rid of it. Have your slam dunk contest, have a three-point contest. Make Saturday night be Sunday night for the All-Star Weekend. If you're going to have the All-Star game, put it on a Friday or Saturday until they get their act together and compete out there on the court. But NBA All-Star Weekend, specifically the All-Star game, it's a wrap. It's over. They need to get rid of it.
It sounds crazy, but he's making a legitimate point. You can disagree with it. You can bicker with it. He's making a legitimate point. You know why she feels no allegiance to the NBA? Because no one's ever explained to her that this entire league wouldn't exist without the NBA. The NBA has subsidized women's sports. Title IX has subsidized. It's all off the backs of men. But she's a closeted feminist or out of the closet feminist, or she's caught in the wave of feminism that surrounds women's basketball. And so she don't owe the NBA nothing.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark, she playing a role. Great, actually. However she aligns, this is perfect for her. She's going to stand up for women's sports, even if it means, turning her back on the NBA saving the WNBA, funding the W. The W is a business that's fading away. They're losing money each year, so it would have been good if she competed in All-Star Weekend. But at the end of the day, she's not going to do that. She knows she has to play this specific role, and she's playing it great.
And she's going to give them nothing because they're here to take the men out. And the men were so arrogant and so stupid. We're helping them. This is assisted. And all the people that have been upset with me, why are you criticizing LeBron? You hate black men.
Here we go.
Nah, man, I love men. I love the patriarchy. I love Christianity. I love sports. And I'm watching a useful idiot like LeBron be used to further destroy the NBA, to further destroy men's sports. So that we're in such a place of dependency on the matriarchy that someone could put together an argument, hey, Caitlin Clark ruined it. She's never played in the NBA. It's a woman, but we've put ourselves in that position that if we wanted any shine, any spotlight, any attention around NBA All-Star Weekend, we got to turn to some little white girl from Iowa to bail us out.
Yeah, that's the real shame of the NBA and specifically All-Star Weekend. When you got to reach out, go through all your resources to pull people that's not in the NBA, never been a part of the NBA, to save the NBA and All-Star Weekend. Again, you got to look in the mirror if you're Adam Silver. Yeah, you want to try to keep the All-Star Weekend afloat, having all these mini tournaments, the first to 40 or whatever. It was cool. They were competitive. But if you got to do all that just to make players compete in All-Star Weekend, the All-Star game, you got to get rid of it. They got a lot of money streaming deals, so they're trying their best to, make up for that and put together content and a product out there. But the product is a disgrace. No one's watching it. I barely watched it, and it's time for it to go.
I hear Charles Barkley, you want to blame Draymond as this generation. Nah, man. We didn't require anything of their generation. We didn't educate that generation on anything. We didn't put rules in place to make that generation feel like that they owed the previous generation anything. We've bowed and succumbed to the matriarchy. And I know maybe it's too big picture for some of you all, but the reason I talk about these women's sports is so you can understand the full context of what is happening here. And everybody's going to, and I'm glad they are, because now they're zeroing in on LeBron and what he just did NBA All-Star Weekend. I'm glad they are.
Terrible.
Because it gives me an opportunity to further explain to you the deeper levels to this. It's not just on LeBron. It's on all of us. We created Frankenstein. We created LeBron James and that generation.
At the end of the day, these players, they're making a lot of money, multiple millions. Even the last player on the bench, the 15th man, is making damn near 7+ figures. So they don't care about the All-Star game. and especially the upper echelon players, they're just going there as a vacation, pretty much a walkthrough, a light practice, flag football in the basketball form. So again, I don't expect players to go all out like a game 7, but can you at least be a little competitive? If you got to switch things up, add mini tournaments just to have some type of competitive juice out there. Again, Adam, you could switch things around. You can get rid of the All-Star game and highlight the 3-point shooting contest, highlight the dunk contest. It's gotten better with Matt McClung. He inspired people like Ja Morant, Zach LaVine, Giannis to maybe enter in the near future, hopefully next season. But this All-Star game is a wrap. You can't rely on Caitlin Clark. You can't rely on people in the G League to save the All-Star game. It's time for the All-Star game to go. Do the right thing, Adam.